Hey guys, thanks for joining us today. Thank you, Chris, for joining us today to kind of share your experience. Really appreciate it. You've been such a valued client over here, and it's been a pleasure, obviously, working with you thus far. Could you just, talk a little bit about yourself and your career?
Thanks, Alessandro. So, I've got a 27-year career in business development, most of it in technology, leadership, executive leadership, and building sales teams. I've always had marketing people in the companies that I work for and had a lot of resources. And right now, building a more of a boutique spoke cybersecurity agency. We don't have that depth of resources. So that's how you and I met, because I was looking for a little more help and we didn't want to hire a bunch of people internally for a variety of reasons.
Got it. I wanted to ask you, what do you think the direct impact of working with our company has been for DataGuard?
Well, you've made us better. And I position myself with our clients of like, look, you're not just hiring us to do cybersecurity, you're hiring us to make your team better, your people better. It's not about just plugging a hole, it's about just improving overall, right? So I think you've made us better in a lot of areas around our marketing outreach, new tools. One thing I've been really impressed with is your ability or willingness to share ideas and not worry about, hey, is he going to do that himself or is this going to take away from my value? I think you've been pretty open and I respect that because we want to improve. We want to become more sophisticated. And I think some of the stuff you've done outside of just creating leads, which you've done very well, has really helped me in particular in the organization improve.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Well, you said you never really went with an outsourced partner, or you've never really worked in terms of, lead generation agency. Or why did you go ahead and choose to work with?
I think you sent me an email I couldn't refuse. You sent myself or the CEO an email, and by the way, like I could bring him 10 different things, and I think I had, and he was like, no, 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 we're not doing it. We tried it, we're not doing it. And you sent one that caught his attention. You probably had some like irresistible offer. And I think it was, if I remember correctly, it might have had risk free or something in
Yeah.
it that he goes, hey, Chris, let's check this one out. And I'm like, sure,
Yeah.
absolutely. Right. And I think that's how we started working
I
with
think
you.
I put the money where my mouth is, right?
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Is there any really like big benefit that we could potentially dig into if you can, in terms of quantifying some of the results as obviously gotten for DataGuard 365?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of benefits. Coming into this, it was unknown. We had never done something like this before. So it was a big leap from running it in house, which we weren't doing very cost effectively or effectively together. The value you've brought to me, education and just mindset and guidance on how to reach my clients in different ways outside of your core program has been huge because we don't have the marketing staff that normally would educate and provide guidance and value. The cost per lead, that's way down. It's about half the cost that when I had my own ISRs internally, when you factor in their salary and the turnover and the training and everything, not even close. It's at least half the cost, if not a third of the cost to acquire a lead. The other big benefits I've seen, and this really goes down to not just outsourcing this process, it's the way you handle it. So you integrate it with my HubSpot system. You've taken the workload off of my plate to then create the opportunities. So as they come in, I never have to talk to these people. You're setting them up. They're created a deal within HubSpot. So you administratively handled a bunch of things I would normally have someone else do, or if they weren't doing it, I'd have to do myself. So that's big. The actual lead conversion to have the meeting is higher than when I had my own ISR team, right? So your leads tend to stick. It's rare that one doesn't. And in those cases, I don't even reach out to them. You reach out to them, you figure it out. Is it astronomical, actually, how few haven't just flaked out? So it must go to the outreach and the program and what we're doing. So we sold some deals we wouldn't have had otherwise. And I've got a nice pipeline building of really good prospects that have come from specifically to your lead generation.
If someone's listening to this right now and they're curious about our company, why would you say for them to work with us, and how likely are you to recommend us to other companies?
I would say has a great deal of character, high work ethic, right? I'm always shocked at the responsiveness and shocked because it's at odd times. If I ask something, you've never missed a beat in something I need. Character wise, you've really shown you're a good partner. You're not selfish. You're there to make us better and not just sell a service. So I would say give them a try. It's one of those things that not me, but organizationally, we were really against. I think we had had some bad experiences in the past, maybe two or three bad experiences over a 5, 6 year stretch where we tried it, said we're never doing that, and tried it again and said we'd never doing that again. So I think a lot of people have had that
Mhm.
experience. They tried outsourcing, they tried a company, it was overpromised, underdelivered, you know the routine. And my experience has been great. Alessandro, you've demonstrated that you really step up to the plate and get it done.
Well, thanks, Chris, again for coming in and taking your time to share your experience. And I really appreciate our partnership and continuing to obviously prosper together and work together. And thank you guys if you are watching this. And we hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thanks, Chris.